Thank you so much, girls, for your presentation. And now we welcome on stage our 7th competitor, Rodion, from the Lenston Lycée, with his project, Space Lift Project, a low-power Hall thruster for conventional materials. He built a Hall thruster space engine, which uses high-speed particles to create thrust. Such engines are widely used by modern spacecraft as a main propulsion system from long-range autonomous flights. He successfully managed to create one in his garage. I'm really curious to know how he did it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rodion, and I will present you my project. I built a hull thruster out of conventional materials. Conventional materials are like materials that you can easily buy. Why do we need a hull thruster? Rockets and like spaceships are very complex because you have multiple phases of flight, and you need to have a separate engine for each phase of flight. And in this project, I focused on the blue phase of the flight. That's the flight in space, which is the longest one, longest time, like the rocket spends there, and it needs the most effective engine. Actually, the most effective engine is the ion thruster, which uses grids, like metal grids, to create ions and accelerate them. But there is the problem that plasma corrodes the grids and breaks the engine apart pretty quickly, so it doesn't have a really long life. But the hull thruster is the second most efficient engine, and it uses magnetic fields to confine electrons in a small space and to ionize a propellant. Hull thrusters are much more effective than regular chemical rockets because they don't need a lot of fuel and they don't need an oxidizing agent like normal rockets. And they're easy to maintain but pretty hard to build. And unfortunately, only 8 countries possess this technology, and I wanted to make Luxembourg one of them. How does a hull thruster work? A hull thruster works by emitting electrons from the cathode, the negatively charged part, and the electrons are attracted to the anode or the gas distributor. But in this cylinder, there are magnets, and outside, there are magnets too. So the electrons are trapped inside the magnetic field, and they spin around at millions of kilometers per hour. And then we inject from the gas distributor an inert gas, and it gets ionized and ejected at high speeds, the ions or the charged particles, and that creates thrust. In this project, I built over like 50 prototypes, and I made over 100 experiments. Most of them were atmospheric engines, which means they work in air, but the last ones were engines that work in a vacuum only. This is my engine. We have there the Argon tanks, the propellant, and then a high voltage transformer, and the main body of the engine is there, on the left side, and then we have a hollow cathode made of an copper alloy that's designed to emit more electrons, and then everything is placed in a custom-made vacuum chamber because the particles that fly out the engine collide with air and they don't create thrust. My thruster worked. Here you can see an image of it working. And it's the first time I tested it, it didn't work. So I made this contraption there that uses a tube filled with argon gas, like only argon gas, so I can test it in the atmosphere. And then it worked. It's the first hull thruster that was built by a private person, not a space company.
Hi, Rodion.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah. So you're only 13, and it's already your third participation to the Jonk Fuerscher contest. It seems like it keeps getting better and better for you because now you entered the top 10 league, which is already a huge performance. Did you feel some pressure in doing the project this year?
No.
No, it was easier.
Yes, because last year I did not understand what I was making, what I was doing. I was just thinking and then using ChatGPT to to write the code for the last year.
So, good advice is just always to check what ChatGPT says. Yeah, right. Every year now you come with a project about space or rockets or rocket engines. This year it's a Hall thruster. You build it in the garage. Do you have any spicy anecdote about the building of this device? Did you burn the car of your dad or something like that?
When we were testing the vacuum chamber, I was thinking it would explode and send the glass splinters everywhere. So we were lying down on the floor with my dad with cardboard boxes in the garage, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, okay. And what did your mom say when she saw you guys lying on the floor?
She was at work.
Yeah. Wise of you.
Very good. Now, Guillaume mentioned that all of your projects so far have been related to space. Where does this passion for space come from?
I don't know. I just started building the water rockets, and then I started building real rockets. And like 3 years ago, I said to some AI that is it possible to make your own space program at home, and he said no, which was not true. So I wanted to prove that.
Very good. Prove AI wrong. Very good. Now, do you have any future projects? Do you want to stay in that field? Do you want to go deeper and further in this field?
Yes, I think a next project I might build a rocket engine using super acids.
Okay, we can stay curious. Now, I have a question for you because I briefly read your report and I saw the term space mining. And I've heard that some people say that it has a negative connotation because it seems like a bit like you're destroying another planet or exploiting it. What do you think about that?
It's space. No one lives there. So, I think most people on Earth don't care if you just mine a random rock in space.
Okay.
Would you want to be an astronaut? I mean, let's say Elon Musk gives you a one-way ticket to Mars. Would you say yes?
No, I want to build rockets, not flying them, because I don't trust myself enough to fly in what I built.
Okay, you're building the ships for the others, for the astronaut. That's also very, very safe and wise. Yeah. So, third participation. You already have some experience, and you see all these other contestants. What would you advise a young scientist out there when he or she starts with a project?
I think you need to do what you understand, not something that you don't understand. And you need to do that is something that is not easy to do, something that is more complex to do and that maybe not so many people have done. But
look for novelty.
That's it.
Well, that's very nice closing words, I would say. Thank you so much for being with us, and good luck for the future.
Thank you. Congratulations
Thanks.
again.